I feel that a lot of my non-dominant identities as a female, as, person of color, English as a second language, first gen, that all resonates with the students as a way of saying like, oh, and I hate that if she can do it, I can do it too type mentality, but essentially that is a little bit of a motivator that like,
Yeah.
okay, you were from here, you got through it, and you're doing the things that you love, and you get to travel all the time, and somebody else pays for you to travel, and you get to come talk to me, that sort of thing. So I feel that a lot of my non-dominant identities help with my students when I'm pushing them to reach higher than they think is possible, right? As an
Hmm.
activator, getting them to sit down and like make a decision right then and there and like starting to get things through done, especially with grad students. I think that helps. I think some of my non-dominant identities make being a new faculty member a little bit harder, making sure that luckily, I'm not the only person of color in my department, but I believe the only Latina in my department. So, representing the majority of our students and speaking up for them while also not diminishing our other populations of students that are non white, but also dominant, and making sure that pushing for that representation or that acknowledgement sometimes is a little bit harder because of the more dominant identities in the room kind of, I don't want to say poo-pooing away my ideas, but sometimes it does feel like that, like, oh yeah, that's
Hmm.
great, but what about, let's focus back on like some dominant identity idea instead.
Hmm.
So I think it's dependent on where I'm at. And sometimes, like being cisgender gets me through a lot. Look, being white passing gets me through a lot and allows and provides a lot of commands respect in
Hmm.
my opinions and certain
Hmm.
things. Being a US citizen, I don't have to deal with a lot of those issues of just making sure that I can even work or be on a grant or do something. So there are a lot of benefits to both identities and cons to both identity types, depending
Hmm.
on the spaces that I'm in. And being an activator and wanting to just go in and get work done and then not being heard sometimes because of how I'm perceived to be based on, I feel I'm very open about my identities, can sometimes be frustrating, as I feel like that's the theme for an activator.